Welcome to Tellypathic, your visit to the world of episodic telly with a strong backbone of Star Trek. We are your two hosts who are mad about telly, Mark and Gary. Hi, Gary.
Hey man, how's it going?
Not bad. So we're back to the backbone in this
We're
one.
back. We're back, baby.
We're backboning. No, let's not say that.
Whoa!
That's a terrible, terrible phrase. What
What
am I
a
saying?
start. What a start.
Yeah, yeah. Take two now. Okay. But, yeah,
So,
so tell everyone what it's your choice. So tell everyone what we're doing and what it's about and why you picked it.
yeah, we're back to Star Trek. We're back to TNG, and we've gone to season three. One of my favorite seasons, actually, I gotta say. One of my favorite seasons.
Yeah,
Episode 13, Deja Q. I
Deja
wanted
Q.
to pick a fairly early Q episode, but not the earliest, obviously, but a fairly early Q episode, which has a lot of Q in it. That
Yeah,
was the
why not?
main,
Why not?
yeah, a lot of Delancey in it, and I wanted to just have an episode like that. So this seemed like a logical choice. So here we are.
Yes.
Um,
I mean, I like all the Q episodes. I like all the Borg episodes. Those are always standouts for me on Next Gen. But yeah, Q.
yeah, yeah, and I think yeah, Q always hits that nice tone of. It could be a bit of comedy. It can also be a bit serious.
Yeah,
And there's a
yeah.
good mix. And I think this episode's a good example of that. I think there's a bit of both in this episode, which is great.
Yeah, yeah, a good episode. This I did enjoy. I always enjoyed this one, and it was good to watch it again. Though I think you could call it "What It Means to Be Human." It's that
Mm,
category of a Star Trek episode, right?
yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's been a while. Obviously, I couldn't remember the name of the episode, so I had to search up the one where Q becomes human.
yeah,
And it was like, oh, okay, Deja Q episode, right? Okay, cool. But yeah, I forgot actually how much data was in it too, and that like conversation they have throughout the episode about being human is really cool. Yeah, really, really cool.
yes.
Uh,
Yeah, I also like we see another Q in this, which is near the end. We'll talk about it, but I
mhm.
really dig that about it as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
like just learning more about the continuum is kind of cool.
yeah.
Yeah. And it's good reference for like all of the Q stuff that happens later on as well. I think it's just good. I don't think they really touch on it too much, but when they do, it's kind of like, because it's so weird, right? It's so not human.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's cool to
Okay.
see.
Do you want to summarize the plot? I'm happy
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
It's
I'll
very
fly. I'll,
straightforward.
yeah, I'll fly through it. So the Enterprise are trying to help out a race, presumably part of the Federation. That's why they're trying to save them. This moon is like falling out of orbit and it's going to crash into the planet and basically annihilate them, send them into an ice age. So the Enterprise is trying to do what it can to realign the moon. And while
Or
they're
stop
doing
it
that,
collapsing into the planet, at least. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and while they're trying to figure this out, Q appears on the ship completely naked.
Yeah.
You think, oh, okay, here you go, it's another Q troll episode. And Q claims that he's been kicked out of the continuum and he's now human as a punishment. Um,
He had to
and
make a decision in a split second, right? So he just said
so he
X.
claims, yes,
Yeah.
so he claims.
What he was and where he should be put, right?
And obviously everyone's extremely suspicious of this, right? Like they're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever, Q. Like fix the moon, stop being a troll, right? And Q is insistent that this is real and he's having a punishment, and he keeps claiming he's going through these human emotions, and everyone's kind of, yeah, I guess,
Yes.
but they're not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. He claims it's mortal, and there's a killer line from Worf about
Oh
that,
man, it's so
isn't
good.
there?
What do I have to prove to you that I'm human? Wolf from way downtown. Die.
Die. Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah, there's a few of those. But yeah, yes. I mean, it's just a fun episode, but it does explore some sort of in a less serious way than something like Measure of a Man, the nature of
Yes.
humanity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So I greatly enjoyed this. There's always been one slightly upsetting aspect to this episode, and
Oh, okay.
that's Q's outfit.
Yeah.
It's almost as upsetting as David Bowie's trousers in Labyrinth, frankly. It's too tight. Stop wearing that, for Christ. Oh.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I hadn't noticed. I mean, to be fair, throughout the whole episode, he's asking for a Starfleet
It
uniform.
is. And weirdly, I remembered it in getting one near the end. Like, I give him an insight, but
Dude,
I was completely wrong.
I had the same image in my head of him in the shuttlecraft wearing the red
Yeah.
outfit.
Well, there is another. I think there's another episode where he does wear the outfit. But
Yeah,
I think he makes it himself. He just magics it on himself anyway, kind of thing.
yeah, because that's his like
Uh,
favorite thing, right? Is the he wears
yeah,
the
yeah.
captain's.
He's kind of likes. He's kind of got a finger. Well, a kind of fascination with humanity, and in particular Jean-Luc Picard,
Yeah,
um, isn't he?
yeah, yeah.
So as to the Borg, it's very odd. Um, yeah.
For
So
different reasons, though,
yeah, for
right?
different reasons. For different reasons.
But yeah, like it's quite good. Because again, they're struck with the problem, right? Immediately, he puts Q in the brig because he's like, well, all right. If you if you are suddenly mortal and you have no powers, go to Drail. Like you've done terrible things to us.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
puts him straight in the brig, which is great. And
Yeah.
then Q is like, well, I actually have like thousands of years of knowledge. I can help you out with this silly moon problem you've got. I
Yeah.
can't fix it, but like I can, lend a hand.
Yeah. And he claims to have an IQ of 2000 at one point, which that's not how it works, by the way.
Yeah, oh
IQs
yeah,
don't work that way.
obviously, yeah,
But he
yeah.
claims to have a massive IQ. But that bit always reminds me of Holly going on about his IQ of 5,000. He says, it's not 5,000. What is it? Well, it's got a five in it. That one. That
Yeah, I feel like
one.
it's a bit dated because I feel like back when TNG came out, I think people were talking about IQs in that way, right?
Oh, were they? I mean, the
I would
highest
say so,
IQs,
right? I'd say it's not
because it's
until
a
the last
look.
15 years or
Yeah.
so people have really been, oh, IQ, really? Like, we
Well,
don't talk
not
about that
only
anymore.
IQs is a stupid thing, but they literally do not go up to the thou. They go up to about, I think, 210 is the maximum or something. I don't know.
Right.
I don't
So it
know.
would be a particularly
It's a
Q thing to say,
nitpicky
right?
thing. Yeah, yeah.
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 But yeah.
IQ, right? They could have
Yeah,
called this
yeah.
IQ.
Um, but
Uh,
yeah, he's like, my information is too valuable to leave on the table. Like, there's too much at stake. You can't just leave me in the brig. So
yeah.
he relents, right? Picard relents. He's like, fine, right? You can come out, but you're assigned, data's assigned to you the whole time. Um, you got to do what you're told, or I'm going to put you straight back in the brig.
Yes. And it's funny just seeing these shenanigans because he's basically a tech bro, an egomaniac tech bro, isn't he? He's kind of, why would you not have me as the first, sorting this out for you? I'm a genius. And all that. So
Yeah.
Geordie's like, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's
Um,
quite good. And as he's like helping out, he gets hit with all of these human things that he's never felt before, like frustration, anger, hunger, back pain,
sleep.
sleep.
He
Yeah,
goes, well, I
I
keep
suddenly
feeling
lost
like I can't go
conscious.
on and I lost consciousness. What happened here? Oh, that's sleeping.
Yeah, how do
Now,
you
I
put up
just
with
got
that
to
day after day?
mention, I never quite realised this is the episode where we get the meme of Jean-Luc Picard face palming, isn't it?
Yes, yeah,
Well,
in the
one of the
reverse.
memes, I should say, the one where
It,
he's sitting in the chair, but it's
yeah,
reversed, so it looks like he's doing a face. In this one, he's taking hand away, and it's
that's
like
right.
blinking you miss it moment, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh
and
God,
it's a great
that's the
line.
meme.
He's a great line as well. He's like, why did you choose this ship? You're human. And he's like, well, of course, you're the closest thing I have to a friend. And that's when Jean-Luc Picard looks up from his face palm.
But yeah, yeah.
What? Oh, Jesus.
And Troy's like, I can sense fear. I can't remember what she says. Is it fear? She says,
Yeah, yeah. She says fear. Yeah.
which kind of adds to his story, right?
Yeah, it's very
Um,
good.
so he claims sort of refuge, shelter, sanctuary,
Yes.
and
So,
it's okay, but in the brig, yeah, yeah,
yeah. And so what happens is an alien race, like a mist, like a plasma that floats through space. They like float around and they attack Q through the ship, and then the ship, defends itself.
yeah.
They
It's
manage to defend
shielded.
it,
It's shielded.
and they find out that that's an alien race that's got a problem with Q, and that now Q is mortal have come to finish him off, come
Yeah.
to get revenge and kill him, whatever. And Picard quickly realizes that, oh, okay, you could have chosen to be a lizard or any other mortal being, but you chose to be a human and on this ship because you knew I'd protect you, because that's the nature of humans.
Yes. Yeah.
And specifically me, Captain Picard, right? Like, I can't just let you die. And Q's like, yeah, maybe that could have been it.
Yeah. Yeah. You see through. And he assigns data to him, doesn't he? It's data, you're with it, you look after Q. Um,
Yes.
so that gives us the opportunity to then occasionally throw around things. Well, more like Q telling him, or sometimes even Data's not even turned on. He's sort of saying things like, God, people aspire to be like you, having no emotions, and there you are wanting them, and all that kind
Hmm.
of talk. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
Um,
well, it's great, right? Because you're going from a being who is omnipotent, right, to human. So a massive loss of power, but a gain in other areas, right? Like you would lose things like empathy and stuff, like wouldn't matter, right, if you're omnipotent.
yeah,
But I say essentially you would have to gain empathy. And then going from an android who has again enhanced powers in other ways, but has no emotional, has the inability to get to like empathy and things like that.
mm,
It's an interesting meeting of two characters.
yes, it
Um,
is. I mean, the only other I do like this when when Data has to interact with someone who's kind of pondering the same thing. There's some brilliant stuff with him and Spock, for example, in
right,
the reunification storyline, which I think is season 4, but I can't remember now.
a bit later,
And
I
it
think. Yeah,
kind of made me think of that a bit. Um,
yeah,
so yeah, this is a precursor to that.
yeah,
But
yeah. Because
then
I like it in the sense that you've got Hugh who's saying like this is overrated, like this is um it's a problem, like all of the this is all issues. And then Data has that great line where he's like, you have become what I aspire to be in disgrace.
yes, what
Like
a
in
good line.
disgrace, yeah, in disgrace you've become what I've aspired to become. Which is
Yeah,
such a sad thing to say.
yeah, it's kind of cool. But so Q's kind of got a job. He does ask for a uniform and gets denied.
Yeah,
But he ends
obviously.
up in
Yeah.
engineering with Data and Geordie, where
Yes.
they say, "Well, how are we gonna?" And they explain the problem, and they sort of say, "How are we gonna fix it?" He goes, "Oh, change the gravitational constant of the universe." Because
Yeah,
you
just
do
change the
that.
gravitational
Just
constant of the
change that.
universe.
And that would like destroy the universe, by the way. Anyway, um, but they're like LaForge actually uses. Hold on. We could surround it with its own small warp field, and actually literally change its physical interaction with the rest of the universe, kind of thing, or something like that.
Yeah.
But they have been. We do see some stuff where they're trying to tractor beam it a little, and it's like burning out the engines, and it's
Hmm.
way too difficult. I think someone equates it to that's like an ant pushing a tricycle. Is the sort of
Yeah.
analogy they use.
Yep. That's right.
So. Um, I like all the things Q's going to. You know what? I also misremembered about this episode.
Go on.
And then I remembered, oh no, it wasn't clearly wasn't this episode. It was the other. It's the one where Data is pouring out drinks and it's green, and someone said, "What's this?" And he goes, "It's green." That's the one with Scotty, though, isn't it? That's the one with
That is,
Scotty. Yeah,
yes, that is the
yeah.
Scotty episode.
Misremembered that one.
Yeah, because
Um,
in this one, Q meets Guinan.
he does, and she is grinning, and he's kind of frightened of her, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we
It's
know
really good.
Guinan's not just your average being, don't we?
Yeah.
That's kind of been established.
Especially season 3, we don't know
Yeah,
much about Guinan, but we know that she's just not a normal person, at least. We know that much.
yeah, and I like how Q says if Picard knew what you were, he wouldn't let you work on this ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what is she?
She's a beast.
But we never really find that out, do we? I
Not
don't.
really.
No,
It's
it's only ever hinted at. But she's happy, and she's saying he says he's mortal now, and she goes, really? And she gets a fork and stabs him in the hand with it.
Yeah,
Maybe he is. Yes.
yeah.
So yeah.
It's,
Sorry,
yeah,
go
it's
on.
pretty good. It's pretty good, and like, yeah, he's terrified of her, right? And we assume again that she knows about what he's done. Um,
Yeah.
because yeah, again, I guess
She
Guinan
know he
isn't.
knows she knows he goes through the universe tormenting races and enjoying
Yeah,
it. Right?
yeah. Which I don't feel like the average crewman would know.
No.
And yeah, you feel like there's some personal beef, which he is aware of.
Yes.
It's
And
just,
but just before that, there's a whole thing of Q like discussing with Data. Well, what food should I have?
oh, that's a good scene. Yeah,
And
I
and
like that.
Data says, well, I have this mix of like these nutrients to help my biomechanical functions and things like that. He goes, um, how do you know what you need? You know, and he's saying, and I was hoping we'd see Q try a few different dishes. We don't get to that though, do we? That would have been kind of fun.
That would have been good. Yeah, I like that because it's coming through data. Data's like I don't know, obviously, but from my observations, I've watched Counselor Troy when she's sad, she has the chocolate cake.
Chocolate. She has chocolate ice cream or
Yeah,
something, right?
and he's like, chocolate? Like, what's that? He's like, well, I don't know, but it makes her happy. So,
And he
and
orders
he's like, all right, I'll
10.
have 10, please.
I'll have 10.
How weird was it that they were waiters? 10 forward, by the way. Like, because
Yes.
I know that, like, Guinan works behind the bar or whatever. She's making drinks for people, but, like, they're replicators. What? Why is there wait staff? I didn't understand that.
Yeah, you get it yourself, right? So,
Yeah, I thought that was weird.
it's
But
just a
anyway, at some
convention
point
for this.
after
What's
the
it?
bus stop, the waiters show up with 10 chocolate sundaes, and Q's like, I'm not hungry anymore. After he gets dressed down, I like that.
Yes. So, yeah, so there's a lot of discussion to back and forth between Q and Data about the nature of being a human, what you miss out on and what you get and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Q's just fed up with the whole thing though already, right? Um, and but then again, the alien race attacks. They're called the Calamarain,
Yeah.
sort of weird light, stroke gaseous sort of beings. Oh, and the thing is, when what happens is when they're trying to use power to do this moon stuff, it reduces the strength of the shields, which means the Calamarain can then attack Q. So it's
Yes.
like, well, we can't keep going through this cycle of trying to stop this moon, you know, do something with this moon, and then these people attacking Q. What, what are we going to do? Um,
Yeah.
so they do attack, and he basically gets covered in light and starts floating upwards, doesn't he, in engineering? And but
That's
Data
right.
grabs his leg and tries to pull him down, but Data gets damaged in this.
Hmm.
Um, at this point, Q actually has a realization, doesn't he? He's like, well, I don't like this. I'm always frightened. I'm a coward. I'm of use to no one. You know,
Yeah, he
and he
has
doesn't do it in a
that's
self-pitying way. He just comes to a realization. He goes, "Yeah, this isn't working for me. I can't be doing this."
yeah, because and he says it himself. He's like, there was almost no me. I almost died, and
Yeah,
the silly android thing saved me. Like
yeah.
that's crazy.
Why would he do that? And he goes, "Well, because you're a member of this crew, and that's what people do. They help each other." And
Yeah.
that kind of gives him a realization that, you know, a bit of an insight into empathy and teamwork and things like that, right?
Yeah, I love what
Yeah.
he says to Data. Um, so like Data's being repaired, right? But and he can't talk back. So, and Q sort of comes up to him and he says, not exactly, but he says along the lines of, you know, some people would say you've achieved the pinnacle. You've not got emotions. You've not got this and that.
Yeah.
Um, but and you aspire to be human, which I don't recommend, by the way. However, you're more human than I ever was. Is
Yeah.
like his last thing that he says, which is really cool.
You're a better human than I
I'll
could
ever
be.
be.
I'll
Yeah.
ever be. There was a bit earlier that did make me laugh where Worf's taken into the progress still saying, maybe I should have asked to be a Klingon. I'm a Klingon at heart. I hate
Yeah.
being enclosed and all this, and Worf's just not having any of it. You know, it's Worf. It's never
Yeah.
going to, is it?
It is a really good scene of Delancey, to be honest. When he's in the turbo lift and he's like circling the turbo lift and he's like chuntering about the fact that he's being chucked in the brig.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's just like he's just chuntering about his position, and Worf's just obviously stood there like watching him.
Don't
But it
care.
is really good. Yeah, he does a really good man, he's so good. He's so
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So it does appear, him realizing that he's it's not entirely selfish, but he just want. It feels like, oh, I'll just go and die then. You know, I can't be doing this anymore. But there's also an aspect of leaving the Enterprise so they can actually try and complete their mission. And he doesn't bother. And
Yeah, it's
Picard's
not
like, "Come
super
back,
clear.
Q. This is ridiculous," and all this. And he's going, "No, no, I'm no good there. I'm no good anywhere. I can't help anyone." But there is a lot of scenes of him saying to Geordie things like, "Well, put me in charge. I know more than anyone about any of this stuff."
Yeah,
Geordie's
it
like,
is
"No,
interesting
you
because
follow
there's
orders."
that's right. So that yeah, there's a good scene where he's like, I don't play well with others. Right? Being omnipotent kind of rules that out. Um and Data's like, well, that's a part of any human activity. Working in a group is important, right? We need to work with people all the time.
Yeah,
And Q's like, well, that's just not going to work for me. I know more than everyone else. I'm right. And
yeah.
so obviously Geordie's in command. So it just yeah, that
There's a
doesn't
chain of command he has to stick within, and
yeah.
he goes, "I could be doing that." So he says, "I want you at that desk there." Is that
Reading
a
this
problem?
number. Yeah.
Yes.
And he doesn't
So
even do that right.
yeah, it's messed up. So
Yeah.
I mean, he has got some people support. Geordie speaks up for him. He says, "Well, he gave us the idea to actually change the laws of
Hmm.
physics. It gave us that sort of inspiration and stuff like that." It was
Yeah.
kind of nebulous, but it was fun. The fact that he did, but he did know, he is a genius.
Yeah.
He's massive experience of all these worlds. So
But it is a bit of a damning look on the rest of the crew, I think, in this episode, because even though Picard is like um, adamant that they're gonna look after Q, the rest of the crew kind of aren't. Like Riker in particular is just like, I'm not interested.
yeah,
But when Data gets hurt, then Geordie also is like, it's not worth it, Captain.
yeah,
Like we're trying to
yeah. There's
save
a
this
lot
race
of
of
that.
people, and we've got this
But I think it's
horrible.
correct.
Yeah, he's got this
They
horrible
got
being. He's not worth it.
alien races are trying to kill.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of get that. But Data doesn't say it. It doesn't judge. He sticks
No,
with. He doesn't
no,
judge. It's
he
not a
never does
point of him
actually.
following Picard. He just says it as it is. So yeah.
Yeah, and
There was.
then yeah,
Sorry, go
so
on.
then yeah, he gets obviously at some after the conversation with Data, a shuttle gets launched.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously it's Q, and Q's like, "Yep, so I'm just gonna leave."
Yeah. He hates the human existence. He hates being, tired and hungry and grumpy and scared. Scared more than anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
And what does Riker say? Is it Riker? Or Picard says there's no honor in this death. He's like, oh, fine. Well, it'll be a coward's death then. I'll take
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's fine. Um, yeah, he's good. John Lance is really good in this. I
He's so
also,
good.
just to get a step back a few scenes, the bit
Yeah.
where he's got the backache and
Oh yeah.
Crusher comes in and sort of she starts slaking him off, and he's going, "Oh, what a wonderful bedtime manner. It must work wonders to cure your patients. They must want to get better just to get away from you, and all this kind of
Yeah.
stuff."
And she's like jabbing him in the back with the hypo spray.
Wouldn't it have been funny if he'd have just let out a massive fart, just there, as because he was bent over, wasn't he? He's going, "Oh, my back. Oh, oh."
Yeah, and she's like jabbing him in the back with the hypo spray.
Yes.
It
But
was
yeah.
funny. It was a good
So
scene.
he's off on his shuttle, and Picard's trying to talk him back, but he's not having it, is he?
He's
He's
not
like,
having it, and they try and transport the shuttle, but the transporter's not working, oddly. They then try the
Yeah, it
tractor
might be the
beam, and that
calamari. They don't actually
malfunctions.
explain, do they? But the calamari
I
might be
think they
involved in
do.
it.
I think they do.
Okay.
And then I can't
Oh
remember.
yes,
It
yes,
tries to put the shields over the ship as well, but that fails too. And the
yeah.
calamari are coming closer and closer to the shuttle. And then a little head pops out from behind Q, and it's another Q.
Another Q.
And he's like, "Oh, hey Q, how's it going?" He's like, "Yeah, how's it
Hi
going, man?"
Q. Yeah. It's a different actor. Really played it well. This guy reminded me a bit of Mike McKean, you know, the guy that was in Spinal Tap and he's been in lots of other stuff. The vibe of
Okay,
this actor reminded me a lot of him. I know it wasn't him, it was Corbin Burnson is the name of the actor.
yeah,
Um, but he's got that kind of happy, go lucky, you know, but also a bit threatening, you know, like, oh,
mm,
no. And Cuba saying, I know you were my biggest supporter. He goes, no, no, I was the one who put you here.
yeah. It's so
Uh,
annoying having to explain to the continuum, like having to deal with all of your messes. I love
yeah,
that.
yeah. And then he's like, well, I can't just let you die because there'll be centuries of inquest
Yeah, because he's like, well, technically, you did a selfless act because
act.
you knew that the Calamarian would eventually destroy the Enterprise to get at
Yes,
you. And so by you leaving, you've essentially saved them, annoyingly.
that you've
So
learned something
yeah, it's
about
you
your powers.
and it'll take centuries. If I let them you get them kill you now, it'll be centuries of explanations,
Yes, yeah.
considering I'm
It's
overwatching.
really interesting because it makes you think. Well, is our Q like a young part of a younger one compared to the
Yeah,
rest of the team?
almost. I
Because
guess that's nebulous, right? We don't know.
yeah, I mean, because I bring that in because from the original series, there's that character Tremaine, the Squire of Gothos, who is kind of got all these massive powers.
That's right. Yeah, and his
Um,
parents show up.
because there is some thought that he might be part of the Q continuum, but
Mm,
like a child almost. Because
yeah.
he's treated as a child pretty much at the end.
Yes.
Having
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
that, his powers seem to be through some sort of amplifier, and they kind of try and figure out how to break it. But this is Q. You don't need any of that. Um,
Yeah. That I mean,
um,
it's great reference though. I think that
yeah,
episode is the spawning of the Q idea, right? Like
yes,
those. Yeah, for sure.
absolutely. So the Q's like, oh, just give you your powers back. It's easier.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I guess I'll
Um,
give you your powers back. Like, I
but
guess
then
that.
Q then immediately traps the calamari in his hand and he's saying, you think I've been bad to you in the past? That's nothing. And the other Q's head just pops back.
Q.
And
And he just
he goes,
blows them
okay,
away, doesn't he?
okay, yeah. So
And then immediately snaps his fingers and he's in the captain's uniform again.
yes, yeah,
And
it's
then in one of the best episodes, one of the best scenes, I think, the they're like it cuts back to the ship and they're like, any sign of the shuttle? And he's like, no. And Picard then solemnly says, well, I guess that's the end of Q. And then they like step back and then he pops in with the
a Mari
Mexican
a
mariachi
mariachi
band.
band playing the really happy. I'm
And he snaps
celebrating.
cigars into all of their mouths.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm back.
And like,
I love it. I was
but he's so
laughing.
happy he's learned something. He's not going to mess with him anymore. Well, a bit, a bit, but in a good way,
Yeah.
right?
He
Um,
spawns in two women on top of Riker.
Riker.
And
Again,
Riker's
the
like, I
meme.
don't.
That's a meme, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
Riker. What I think it's the meme. What happens on the holodeck stays in the holodeck, or something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
And Riker's like, I don't want your fantasy women. And he's like, oh, you've become so boring since you never like that when you didn't have the beard.
Beard. He comments about the beard. Amazing.
So
Um,
good.
and then he just kind of quits the Enterprise, or it appears. Um,
Well, he
and
says one gift. He says one last gift I've got
one
to
last
give
gift,
to my
my
is it
android friend.
humanities professor or something like that.
Yeah.
Um
Uh,
and then he disappears, yeah. And
and
then
Data just starts laughing his head off.
I couldn't help but smile in that scene.
Yeah, it
Like when
was
he's
funny.
laughing.
He's laughing.
G-
And I was thinking, has he like fixed his emotion chip or has he put what's that? But no, it's just a temporary thing.
Gives him a laugh, right? Because he
Is
says that in one of their conversations, he says that I'll never know a laugh.
yes, he does. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's a good callback. But then he
yeah,
lost his head off and they said, what are you laughing at, Tony? He goes, I don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know.
And then the alien race they're trying to help sort of calls in and sort of says, "Oh, you're a genius. You've put the moon back where it was and all this."
And they're like, what? Did they? Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, and then they check and yeah, it is fixed. And
And then
they,
he says something like, "Maybe he has got a little bit of humanity after all left in him, or something like that." And then Q pops up like like those little devils on someone's shoulder.
well, he
His
pops up
head
as a
appears.
cigar. He pops up as a cigar in Picard's hand, and the smoke from the cigar is his head. Yeah,
Yes,
it's really cool.
and he says, "Don't bet on it."
Don't bet on it. Cuts to credits.
Amazing, amazing episode. John
Amazing episode.
Delancey is really brilliant. I mean,
He is.
he's good in all the Q episodes. That's the thing. It's like this could you could say this is the better. I think every single Q episode there'll be someone will say, "Oh no, that's the best Q
Oh
episode."
yeah,
Every
yeah, yeah.
single one because it's different sides of Q throughout. He was great in Farpoint right from the
Yep,
beginning, and he's just
yep.
been great all the way through. And I understand he turns up in Voyager, but I haven't started watching that yet, so that'd be
Hmm.
kind of interesting.
And
Uh,
Deep Space Nine, a little bit of Deep Space Nine,
oh yes, yeah, a
a little
little.
bit.
He gets punched there, doesn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Cisco don't mess about.
So
Um,
my thoughts are right, like what actually happens in the episode. So I believe the other Q sets the whole thing up, right?
yeah,
I think he is the one who he sets the whole scenario up. I think he knocks the moon out.
you reckon?
I do. I believe that the Q knocks the
Because they
moon
don't
out.
have an explanation.
They
Because they
they
didn't
never.
talk about it, did they? Actually,
Yeah, and even Q says when they're trying to solve the problem, Q says, "Well, I would look at the source." And um for Geordie's like, "Well, we looked at it, but it makes no sense. It's just started happening."
oh,
And
okay,
I'm like, "Right, well, okay, that's and that's what gives you like at the time I was like, "Oh, it's just Q messing around. Like it's him, it's still Q."
yeah,
And then obviously you realize it was a different Q
yeah,
because
different
Q
cue.
is testing the human Q. Is he going to sacrifice? Is he going to do anything, or is he going to let everybody die?
Yeah. So this
And he
tells us
passes the
the
test.
continuum then is probably somewhat responsible. Um, but they've got quite a lot of free reign, but if they go too far, they get reined in by the rest of the
Yeah,
continuum, right? And
yeah,
are you going to learn something from this or not?
exactly. I don't think the continuum is above creating Armageddon level dread on a planet just to
Just
test a
test.
different
Oh
Q.
no, because they're
And
on
I
a
think
different thing. It's
yeah, and I think they
they'll-
definitely do that. And I
yeah,
think that the Enterprise is just caught in the middle. Riker even says it at one point. He's like, "Well, is Q just going to stress everyone out and then just fix the moon?" And Picard's like, "Well, we can't operate like he's going to, right?
no,
We have to operate as if this is still a real threat." And I believe that the Continuum was always going to just fix the moon. But yeah, this was just a test to see if the Q in question
yeah,
would do it something selfless, and he did,
yeah, yeah,
and they
yeah,
fixed it back. Yeah, so
yeah.
that was my take anyway. That it
Oh,
was
so in fact, the fix in the moon might not have been our cue, it might have been the
exactly,
continuum.
and that's what
Ah,
makes that don't bet on it.
don't bet on it.
I think that
Yes.
makes that line even better because I don't think Q does fix it. I think
Yes.
the other one did.
Ah.
Yeah. But that's
So
just my take. That's just my take on a silly episode.
yeah,
But you know
yeah.
my thoughts. We talked about it before. I love an episode that kind of lets my mind go with it a bit, outside
You've
of
got
the
some different
information it gives you.
possibilities.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love anything like that. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
think Q is actually quite or the Q continuum is somewhat well explored in the extended sort of written Star Trek universe. I
is
think there's
it? I
books.
didn't. I
I
didn't know
think
that.
there is. I definitely know there's something about Tremaine and the Q and the
Right.
nature of Tremaine. Um, but I don't know more than that really. I just thought it was fun. Every scene was kind
Yeah,
of fun.
it's a
When
fun.
it's delicious when Guinan comes grinning at him, knowing that
Yeah. And genuine laughs, man. It gives me genuine laughs, and then it makes me have some cool science fiction thinkings.
yes,
It's just perfect
there
TNG.
wasn't the right level of technobabble in this as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, they don't push
Sometimes
the
it gets
wizards to go
a
too
bit
far.
annoying, but this was kind of fine. You know, okay, if we surround the moon with a field, we can possibly change how we're approaching it, and it's kind of helping. That kind of was plenty. That was plenty, and it
Yeah,
wasn't like riffed on. It was much more concentrating on Q and Data, um, and I enjoyed it greatly. Solid
yeah,
episode. This, yeah,
really good episode. I think when I try and think about a Q episode, it's one of the ones I think about. I mean, there's like you say, they're all really good for the different reasons. This one happens to have a lot of Q, like actually John Delancey in it,
yeah,
which I think why I come back to it. But it's a great episode. I really enjoyed it. It's a fun classic TNG episode.
yeah, yeah. Good choice, I think. Because when you said it, I was thinking, oh, is that this one? Or because I couldn't remember, is that the one where Q's human, or is it the one where Q's trying to tempt Riker?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, I couldn't quite remember. I couldn't quite remember. But yeah, yeah. But then when you watch it, I remembered every scene as well. It wasn't like, "Oh, I don't remember this bit. There's none of that. It was the only thing
yeah.
I misremember. There was a couple of things. The fact he was, I thought he was wearing a uniform.
Same,
It gave
same.
him an
That
ensign's uniform.
Yeah, that
Actually,
confuddled me for the whole
yeah,
thing. And then I'm like,
yeah,
am I thinking a Barclay episode?
yeah,
I could,
yeah,
I was like, I don't remember. So I kind of, yeah.
yes.
But
Uh,
yes, yeah.
okay, not much more to say about this one.
I don't
Um,
think so. I think if you've not seen it, I think it's a great one to watch. You can watch it kind of completely in isolation about, obviously I think it's
yeah,
good to know about Q
yeah.
and some of
I
his
mean, I
doings, but
think you probably want to watch at least have watched Farpoint to at least know what Q's about. But after
yeah.
that, it doesn't really matter, right? It can be.
Yeah, I think if you're this deep into the podcast, you've probably seen.
Yes.
I'd
Well,
say
you might not. I don't
you
know,
might
man.
not have.
Someone might
Yeah.
not have even seen TNG. We don't know.
Oh, if you've not seen
Uh,
TNG, then yeah,
yeah,
you should stop what you're
yeah.
doing right
We'd
now.
have to explain all of the characters, but we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, okay, should we wind up there then? What do you think?
I think so. I think yeah, short
Yeah,
episode. I think
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
said
Because
everything
there
you want to.
isn't much substance, but it is just fun, and there's enough light discussion about the nature of humanity to make it an interesting episode from that point of view, but not enough for us to debate what was being said, really. It's just
Yeah, yeah,
all makes sense. They said it all for us, right?
yeah.
Okay, let's call it there then.
I
So
think so.
that winds up this episode. So to all our listeners, peace and long life.
Live long and prosper.